Boom. And according to that, there I'm live. Good night, good evening, everyone. Oh, I've been running around doing a lot of things tonight, actually. Hope everyone's well. I'm just checking the comments over there. So tonight, I'm going to do some announcements, explain some things that have been going on. I don't know what's happened lately. I've had a few New Year's resolutions. I think I mentioned at the start of the year. Things like I wanted to watch more videos, I wanted to use the space, I want to go back to doing Japanese videos, and all of those things are kind of coming together. It's like the A-team. You know, I'm like Hannibal, about to say, I'm probably a couple of weeks away from saying I love it when a plan comes together, but it certainly is in that process at the moment. And, you know, if it doesn't come together, someone's going to say, "What you talking about, fool?" or something like that. Anyway. I'm wearing another bright shirt, although not as bright as the shirt I was wearing the other day. I got a lot of complaints from people. I apologize to anyone with epilepsy who watched my shirt vids. I was thinking, well, I'm building up my courage for using the green screen room at the YouTube space, and so I thought I'd start with a t-shirt at home. It kind of freaks some people out. I'm sorry, that took ages to render as well. You've got no idea how much trouble that thing caused me as well to make. Hope you guys are all really, really well. It's great to see some people. I see Chokochi is there, and some people I subscribed to recently. Yes, whoa, orange. That's right, Mandy. I bring the orange. That's what I do. So I guess there's three parts to this tonight. I'm going to do all the hey, how's it goings in the comments, which are already overloaded and lost in time for some of the beginning ones, but that is what it is. Two, I'm going to talk about my announcements and the stuff that's going on just with me and this channel and so on, and some big changes that are going to start happening this week. Bada bing, because my first videos got approved from the YouTube space censors. The video reviewers, the legal team, they all got reviewed, they all got done this week. So I can start making videos go live. And I want to ask you guys a little bit. I want to make it really interactive around that stuff. And then if I've got time left, I want to go into the news, and there's actually been some really interesting news stuff going on with Japan this week, including today. They actually took the passport off of a freelance photographer who wanted to go to Syria. Didn't want to actually go into the ISIS territory, but Foreign Ministry just said, I told you not to go there, and they took his passport away. And he's complaining it's a violation of freedom of the press, but it's an interesting topic. And actually, the other thing is that I've been watching, I started really, really earnestly watching, and I've kind of got a bit of a system now for watching and keeping up with videos. And there's awesome videos I want to recommend. There's so much stuff to talk about today. So let's start with the hey, how's it goings? And we'll get into all the cool stuff. So, bada bing, I guess I need to switch screens. So let's do that. Boom. Bada boom. So, if you want to feature in the stream, say hello now, because obviously, as you can see at the top of the thread, there are people who have now disappeared. Although Nobirishito was there right in the beginning, who came after me and was very upset that I said first ahead of him, which I admit is kind of cheating. Sorry about that. Also, good to see Posy May is back this week. Good to see you back, Posy May. I know you've been away the last couple of weeks. It's good to see you here always. But what else we got here? So, Mandy Moore, and Mandy Moore, people join whenever they want to join. Sometimes people join and they chat and they hang out before the show starts, and when it starts, that they go home. I don't know, it's just a big letdown when the whole live thing starts. People just enjoy the chat forum. It's a good crowd of people, so, you know, I do my best to keep up the standards of and the expectations of the people here. Travis Moore, excellent to see, of course, the man with the master plan. Oh, that's right, the animation thing as well. Nandemo Guy. That's another thing I'm working on. I should take notes. I should be a professional. That's right, because that's another thing I want to talk about, but I'll get to it. And remind me to talk about the animation thing. Remind me to talk about the other things that I've forgotten that I'm going to talk about. Anyway, but that's one of the things. Don't let me forget. Carlos Diamante, my man in Costa Rica. Very good. Long time no watch indeed. Very good to see you. A guy like you, a friend of mine, Kiwi friend in Singapore, made a production series about Japan. You should check it out. I've told everyone about this already. His channel name is Henna Gaijin, and it's the series is what really matters. The third episode, he told me actually before the thing started that of the 4 episodes that he cut, the third was the best. And that was the one that came out this week, and it's awesome. It's really good. So Carlos, you should go check that out, because I know that you had some ideas for some Japan, like, you know, kind of quasi-pro documentary stuff. This is the standard that I'd love to see you make videos. Good to see you indeed, Carlos Diamante. Charlie Noseke, Katsu, good to see you. I'm talking about 3Ds or 2Ds. Okay, 2D definitely, I see. Talking about this guy. I can't really keep up with the conversation here, except Posey May she's a spectator, and, you know, she's gonna spectate. So she's watching, that's good to see. We were talking about that earlier. It's gone, so it feels original now because the comment's been erased by YouTube. So man, you got Razo Gul, excellent. Let the games begin. I'm sure you said that earlier, but now it's gone. Lisa sometimes. By the way, both Mandy Marie and Lisa sometimes are small, but, you know, up and coming Japan related video channels. Go sub to them. Go check out their vids. Check out the vids that come up in their feeds. Go support them, because we are about the popple. You know, ever since that super bad track, the Fisheye Lens, I can't get that song out of my head. I've just always wanted to recreate that on my iPad. That's another topic I want to talk about, making music. So I want to get you guys' opinion on the video I just edited, whether I should even post it or not. But yes, instead of people, they say popple, and I can't stop using the word popple lately. I don't know if you've seen it. Just look up the song. It's like an animated song, Fisheye Lens. It's all done in flash animation on the website, but you can find it on YouTube now, and it's really, really awesome. So yes. Who else we got here? We got Lucas Massa, always man in the Philippines. Good to see you, and welcome always. Good to see you. I'm really enjoying your interactions, actually, and thank you for the following on Twitter and all that good stuff. Russ J Life, excellent to see you. Wow, it's a good crowd, isn't it? Look at the beautiful purple. Sean Bro, and Nam. I skipped over Nam. Good to see you, Nam. Sean Bro, excellent to see you. By the way, Brasco Ferian, or Brasco from, on Twitter he's Brasco Ferian, who named, and he actually has a list. If I take the name off, like, he'd probably win the t-shirt like the next 10 times. Oh, that's another thing I've got to talk about. Before Christmas, he was the last winner before Christmas. And it just took me until like this week to get his shirt out to him, which has made me think as well, I'm not always that reliable on this sort of thing, so maybe I don't want to put too much pressure on myself for doing this every week. Maybe I'll do the shirt thing once a month, because I'm glad I got it out to him. I'm really sorry I kept you waiting, and I am good for it. I will always get the shirts out, but I just don't want to I don't want to make it all too much for myself. That's one thing. It is great to see, by the way, the people who have bought, I think J Philosopher bought a shirt and was showing it on his video. Represent, awesome, that was really cool. So yeah, it's really cool to see all this kind of stuff taking off. It's really good, and I'm going to definitely keep the shirt thing going. But my apologies to Brasco, because I kept you waiting way too long, 2 months. It's a belated Christmas present. But thanks for that. So Sean Bro, the Bathurst race, Nissan won, which I remember when I think it was Tony Scaife won it in 1992 in the GTR, and all the yobs who just wanted Holdens and Fords and booed him off because he was driving a Japanese car. I'm glad that they're back and they're kicking ass, as they would have anyway if they hadn't been banned. And that is indeed, the GT3 is an awesome car. So I share your envy of it. Although, I thought when I came to Japan 15 years ago, being from New Zealand, I thought first thing I'd do is buy a car, and I've not bought a car 15, nearly 16 years here now, which kind of blows my own mind. But that is what it is. In Tokyo, you don't really cars are just more trouble than they're worth. Although I love to drive, I take vacations just so I can drive recklessly. Yes. Benjamin Harris, excellent to see you. Always go check out those channels, and did do that after this live show. Wandering Jim, excellent to see you. This is 10 minutes before. Ben Duncan, everyone go to Ben Duncan's channel. He made a remix. He took my track Muruwai from SoundCloud, which by the way made the global top 20 Creative Commons tracks. It was like number 16 on the somebody's World Creative Commons music chart. I'm pretty sure it was a pretty easy chart to get into, but nonetheless, it's kind of cool. I got tweeted about it, and that is a good track. I really do enjoy that track. I'm very satisfied with it. So, now wait a minute. I'm getting a message, a photo, which it could be someone saying I've got no sound or nothing's working, or boom. Oh, there's a dog. Okay, I just messaged a photo from Mandy of a dog looking at me. That's yeah, dog, woof woof. I feel like Randy from American Idol. Actually, now when I say that, it doesn't feel appropriate. Anyway, some nice speaker echo. That's right. So what was I just talking about? I totally got distracted by it's like a squirrel crossing the road. Ben Duncan, he went and took Muriwai and he took a bunch of just sound clips of Victor and I, and he made a little 1.5 minute kind of mashup sound clip, and it was really, really cool. So everyone go and check out the latest track on Ben Duncan's channel, because it's got a video that he made. It's a tribute to the show and the other show and so on, but I quite enjoyed it. It's quite well done, and I like the humor that it was done with. So very, very good job, Ben Duncan. So Mossab 5LAF, I don't know why I am here, but F me anyway. Well, Merry Christmas. Indeed, salam to you, shalom, salam, and see you later. Random people on YouTube. Continuing on, who else we got here? We got Wandering Jim still, who I said hello to before. Oh, and indeed, I noticed Chokochi. I'm subscribed. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to you. You know what? I don't. It'd be really embarrassing if I clicked on this channel right now and it turned out I wasn't subscribed. But I think I subscribed to you recently because I recognize your channel. See, I'm subscribed. Yes, indeed. First time you seeing me live. It's the first time I've seen you in the comments, but it is good to have you here and welcome. Welcome to the randomness. And yes, I've got some questions for you and everybody else actually soon. I've got a couple of consultations. RTK, I don't know if that's 8K or RTK, but excellent to see you. Nelm5, great to see you. Is this one going to be from the space? No, I wish it was, but it's not, because they closed the space at 9 o'clock, and then I said some rude things after this in the comments, which nobody should look at, so I'm just going to quickly go through, because they just close at 9 o'clock. And someone asked how many subscribers you need for them to open until midnight, and I think it's about 1 billion. It's a lot. In fact, this is another kind of cool thing about using the Hangout. I haven't really had, to tell the truth, I'm not really motivated by money for this. I just do this because it's fun and I've got nothing better to do with my life. But, you know, there were times, I remember when I was aiming for 100 subscribers, and I made my yes, I got 100 subscribers video, and then I remember making a video for getting 1,000 subscribers, and then I remember when I got 10,000 subscribers, that like got me a bunch of partner privileges and stuff. I got like a autoplay and a free banner, and I was always motivated by those kind of subscriber goals that were attached to like benefits that would come back more than, you know, money or anything like that. I have been told that the space, for example, I put in a bunch of bookings for this month, and they said, you know, you're only allowed one more booking for this month. Only people above 50,000 subscribers can book more than 4 times a month. I was like, okay, so I just need 17,000 more subscribers. So all of a sudden, there is a threshold of 50,000 subscribers that allows me to do, I think they offer like staff and stuff like that, like for who work at the space to help you set up every time. And there's a bunch of perks and privileges that you get if you're using the space that suddenly materialize at 50,000. So I really haven't had a goal in terms of subscribers or YouTube. Frankly, I've just been coasting for the last 5 years, pretty much since I got over 10,000. There are some people doing awesomely well, of course. Oh, come on, no, keep loading the comments, high volume, don't care, yeah. So, yeah, you know, it's kind of funny, since they told me this, and I figure if I'm using the space and I'm going to be making videos in Japanese again, and I'm really going to actually make an effort this year to reach out to people I don't normally reach out to grow the channel, frankly. And I guess, I mean, 17,000 is a lot of extra subscribers, but I guess it's a 50% growth. That might be a lot to ask for in a year, but there are perks attached to that. So I'm feeling kind of motivated to try to really do stuff at the moment to pick up the channel. You know, keep doing the regular stuff that I'm doing, of course, but just find ways to grow it. So 17,000. I don't know, it's 17,000 more anyway to get to 50,000, so that's kind of cool. But I don't think they'll stay up to midnight for that, which kind of sucks, because you do want to be able to do these live things there. Maybe I'll actually, if there's a good opportunity, I might do a live hangout actually from the space. Maybe next time Victor's up in Tokyo, we might go there, but we'll be doing it during the day in that case. It won't be at this sort of a time slot. I can see that the comments have apparently skipped because of the overloading. Wow, someone's talking about Hindi. So YouTube in the comments, it says it's still not working. Comments used to be so simple, didn't they? But anyway, let's keep going through. Dude Jericho, great to see you. Indeed, Chokochi, great to see you. And yes, I was subscribed to you, so you saw that. So yes, and I'm actually watching all my subscriptions now, which I haven't been able to honestly say since my son was born. But this week, I checked all my subscriptions and I found a system. I'm going to show you the system because this is a system I'm going to incorporate and keep so that I follow stuff and so I can recommend stuff. I see people are talking about Urdu and Swahili and Hindi, and that's interesting. I'd love to get into that, but there's already 17 minutes gone, so we're just going to push through, keep going. Lisi, great to see you, Lisi. Anyone else here I haven't caught yet? Charlie no Seikatsu, we saw you. Nonbirishito, nice Sanskrit there. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like the look of that kind of font. It's an ancient language. I love that stuff. And here is the very disappointing countdown, where yes, that's okay. I'm sorry about that. Am I missing anyone? I'm sure I'm missing someone here. But we got the regular crowd. Lobby, great to see you. And Taisha Jason, always good to see you. The Mr. Sumo guy. You've got the Kang and Kodos, great to see you. So okay, we've got the regulars. Dusting 010, excellent. And let me just do this really fast because I want to get up to asking you guys some stuff. Indeed, Pickles Tigajin. Oh, Mr. Cordy Chip, another episode, another extended episode today. No, I'm going to try to keep it to an hour because I feel silly when I do a 1.5 hour show, although somehow I do manage to fill it up, even talking really fast the entire time. Hoodie Incorporated, great to see you. Lucas Neo 91, these are some new names I don't recognize, so great to see you guys. It's always good to have some fresh faces in there. Sio the Caveman, excellent, and you are a part of this. You make this, you're the star of the show, so there you go. Take it away. No? Okay, I'll keep doing it, but you are indeed part of the show. Yes, Ben Duncan, they've disappeared. That's what the comments do. They disappear and they go away. Yakuza, we got people talking about stuff. That's right. Indeed, Charlie Naseketsu, the live stream comments are a metaphor for the impermanence of life or something like that. Christopher Efferson, awesome. Oh, you got the orange one? I don't know. I feel a little bit like I'm live streaming from Guantanamo when I wear this. It is a little bit brighter than I expected, and my wife was actually shocked and angry when she saw that I would ever order anything like this, but that's, what can you do? No accounting for taste, especially my own bad taste. So who else we got here? Anyone else here? I'm just going to jump ahead pretty soon. Sleepy time. Don't go to sleep, Mandy. Turn away from the light. Muenja CS, good to see you. I could manually save into a log, but there are no timestamps for reference. You know what I would love? I'd love if this was like Nico Doga, like with comments like flying across the screen. I still think that's like the most brilliant interface ever. And so yes, right, people. Indeed, Fisheye Lens, these guys, people, they know what I'm talking about. James O'Hara, always good to see you. And bada bing. Ahmed Usul, great to see you. Yeah, Mosab is lovely. You were saying before, is he still here? Is he still hanging out there? It's funny. I would actually probably have him as a full-time viewer if he's still there. But he seems to have disappeared. What else we got? We got Benjamin Travis. I just realized I've got to pause this video. Try to save myself some bandwidth if I can. And here we go. It looks like I've caught up. Squeak Nut. I don't know who you are, but yes, that's right. Gitmo Hiko. Rock on. Peace. Fight the power. All that stuff. Envio. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, haters gonna hate. Who cares about the thumb? Seriously. Yes. So we're now up to date. So stuff. I want to consult with you guys. People, I want to talk to you people. One thing is, some Japanese people, I asked what sort of videos people want me to make when I start making videos in Japanese. Some people said they'd like to see how I make a video with my Korg app, or how I make my music that I've been uploading a lot of stuff onto SoundCloud lately. And so I actually went yesterday and I thought, well, you know what, let's do a making of a Korg app, of a Korg song video. yesterday, and I did this yesterday, and it was great. And the track I got out of it was actually, I say this myself, it was awesome. It came out really well, and I recorded the whole making of it, and I used this. This is what I was using. This is the Ava Media Live Gamer Portable. And take a good look, because this is a piece of crap. When I was recording these live streams with it, I use this to capture through HDMI, capture the video, but the problem is that it's made for video gaming, and there's usually it's only like a half-second lag, but it's enough for it to be completely unnatural for talking, so it doesn't work with video. So I tried using it for a time to capture my DSLR, and it looked lovely, but the sound was always out of sync. So I stopped using it, but then I thought, well, this is the perfect thing to actually capture output from my iPad. So I could actually capture on HDMI the recording of me making a track on that. So I set this up to record the sound and the video while I was also talking to my fisheye lens camera and recording a making of video. And it turns out that after making what was 20 minutes of video that I just edited down to 10 minutes, there was no sound. It didn't record, and it didn't record because this will only work basically with Xbox or a PlayStation, and it interprets any other HDMI signal, including the one from my iPhone, as copyright protected or digital rights management protected, even if it's not. So it wasn't recording, it was blocked. You can actually get around it. I can get like a 2-to-1 HDMI hub, which can trick it into thinking it's not digitally protected, which it isn't in the first place. It's just stupid, that's all. And I would be able to record it, and that would be cool for doing tutorials and stuff like that. But, it's so disappointing that I recorded such a great track and I did a great video walking you through how I make these things, and I didn't capture the actual sound while I was doing it. However, I looked at the video nonetheless, and although I cut out, obviously you can't hear the music, so I just went through the commentary of me explaining the app, and then I put the music on the end. And it still is kind of cool. So the question is, if I were to put up a 10-minute video of how I made my latest track, which I uploaded onto SoundCloud, it's called Where's Rhyming? And you'll know why. It's kind of obvious, but you'll know why if you were to ever watch the video for that. But if you ever want to see still me go through a screen crap, jeez, well that's kind of what it ended up being. Kind of a screen cap. I was using multiple cameras and stuff, and watching that video and capturing that, and the commentary it still goes through. It was legit. It was, you can watch me make, in 25 minutes. A track that was pretty good, and that was pretty fast. I usually spend more time than that, but it came out really well. So would you watch that, or would that just make everyone really angry? I figured out a couple of ways. I think I can re-record it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a splitter on the headphone output on my iPad, so that next time I can actually run out one onto the line in on my Zoom, and I can just record the sound on this. Yeah, I'd really like to be able to record the video off it as well, just get a clean cap of the screen. But I don't know. So what do you think? I've got to read the screen now. So tell me, would you watch a video like that? It'd be 10 minutes. It'd be kind of long, but it'd be me making music, which I don't think I've shown you guys me doing that much before. Lisa sometimes Freudian slip. Yes, well, I tell you what, this is screen crap. The Ava Media Live Gamer Portable. Do not buy it. If you're going to capture your Xbox or PlayStation games, be my guest. I mean, that's the in thing. That's what all the glitch crowd are doing nowadays. But for me, I only play games on iPhone anyway, so the fact it's not useful for that kind of kills me, because it's a cool little device. Maybe I should give it away. Although I might try salvaging it by getting a splitter, but we'll see. But yes, would people watch? If not, Ben Duncan would like to watch it. It wouldn't make you angry. So you know what? This links in. I'm going to segue now. I'm going to link all my creativity together. You might have noticed last Friday I made 2 random kind of videos. I uploaded them. I called them Friday Night Gaijin. What's behind that is that because I'm currently trying to set up a workflow around using the space and making edited high quality videos in Japanese, and I suddenly realized, well, if I'm going to be in this space, I'm going to be recording short videos. And I've got this workflow that I can just drop the track into and edit it really fast. Well, why shouldn't I just do that sometimes in English as well? And that's kind of the mindset I've been thinking in constantly lately, because I'm trying to get everything kind of worked up into a cool format for that sort of stuff. And so then it occurred to me, well, I'm thinking about putting up my Japanese videos on Thursdays. But during the week or whatever, I might do these random recorded videos, not live videos. I want to go. I haven't made pre-recorded videos in years because of the family situation, basically. But now, I don't know. Now that I figured out how to do this really fast, I thought, well, you know what? I might just make some English short videos every now and then as well, just random sort of stuff, and I'll just upload them all on Friday. I'll call them Friday Night Gaijin. I'll include this making of music thing. So it means I'm going to have like a weekly thing. That means I'm going to have 2.5 Oyajis on Wednesdays and Tokyo Tonight on Sundays like I have. But I'm also going to have a Japanese day. I've decided, I asked everybody, should I split the channel or should I keep everything on the same channel? And the consensus was for now, I would make, so long as I label the thumbnails very clearly and I use naming rules and I keep the Japanese videos on a separate like playlists or whatever so people don't, so that people can see it. Yeah, I'm going to have Thursdays is going to be Japanese day, and then Friday is going to be like my random Friday night disco Hiko night. So I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to probably upload this video for them, the music one. So you can see how I make a track. The thing is, I kind of want to remake it with the music actually, with the sound actually showing while I'm making it, which I will be able to do. I'll figure out another solution for it. It's just so disappointing, you did it once and it was fresh and I got such a great track out of it. The track is so good. It's like, out of the R&B tracks that I've made, it's my favorite R&B track that I've made. And I wish I could have shown you how, like beat for beat, how I made it, but at the same time, I can still show it. It's a bit, I really love Lindsay's videos of how he writes music and makes music. It's nothing like that, of course, but it's partially inspired by his videos of making music, which I always found fascinating. So, okay, the consensus seems to be that people would watch it and not get too angry. So I'll edit it just now. It's going to be like 10 minutes. The track which came out of it is at the end. So you will be able to actually hear some music at the end of it. I'll put maybe an annotation or I'll put some screen stuff on to say that. But I will do that, so thank you for that. Yeah, but this means I'm going to have like I'm going to go from 2 days to 4 days. So this is a big change for me. I'm going to go, it means basically, here is my system now. I'm going to go into the space probably Tuesday nights. That's what I'm booking. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to record, although I've recorded in the new studio, the first couple, and the next booking is in the new studio, and I've gotten really comfortable with that and the equipment there now. I've come to the conclusion I want to record in the green screen room. So I haven't used that yet. I'm going to use that next week, but yes, I'm going to, but basically I'm going to go in there, record on early in the week or whatever, if I can. And then I'll take the videos that I record. They'll be short. They'll be 5 minutes or less, and those will go live on Thursday. And then whatever other crap I just happen to shoot during the week randomly will be on Friday Night Gaijin. So I'm going to have like Thursday and Friday stuff. And then Sunday, as always, will be here. This will just be me talking randomly, and I need this. This is my therapy. You people are my therapists. So yes, indeed, Chokochi. It's Friday's going to be serious, like disco random night, and it's going to be all sorts of stuff. I mean, I'm going to put up my music videos probably then, which I do make, so it will be serious disco as well, but also random stuff, tech review stuff. I've still got like this is so stupid. I bought this for my wife for Christmas. She of course hasn't opened it or shown any interest in it, but it's really, really cool. It's the Instax smartphone de cheki. It's a cheki printer for smartphone photos. Which, given that she didn't show any interest in, frankly, I bought it for her because I wanted to use it myself. Boom. I want to do a tech review of this, and I've had this sitting beside my desk waiting for a tech review that I just haven't gotten around to shooting for like a month now. So stuff like this will be Friday Night Gaijin stuff. This will just be all the other random stuff. On Thursday, however, that is coming to shape because today I got authorization on the first 3 videos, which is basically the big channel introduction and the kickoff show for the new series Nippon Watch, which will of course be on this channel. I'm going to keep it all in one place because I'm shooting for 50,000, baby. Only thing is that, if I want to go to 50,000, am I going to get Japanese people who will subscribe and then they'll see all my English crap and then they'll unsubscribe? I don't know. Well, I won't take it personally. I don't take it personally. It's just I just want to be able to like use extra stuff at the YouTube space. YouTube space is awesome. I mean, when I was there last week, I had such a cool time. I was in fact this week, so I was there and there was like Aimi Sekiguchi was there, and I ran into Sasaki Asahi. Oh man, and she did a vlog this week in a spacesuit, which just kind of blew mind. It was really good, and a few other things. But you can just run into awesome people there. It's really great. And like I said to everybody before as well, when I get the hang of using it or whatever, I think I'm going to do it maybe around the Hanami, stuff like that. I might do occasionally I'll do a booking on a weekend where I'll offer to take in people as my crew. And I can show you how I've learned how to use it, because I've learned a lot. It's been a real crash course, and I came in with all these ideas like, okay, you don't have to tell me anything. I'm going to bring in all my own cameras, all my own stuff. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to go home. It's going to be okay. And I've kind of gotten comfortable over time. They've kind of talked me down off the ledge, and they will provide everything. I can go in there with nothing except, of course, my awesome t-shirts, and they will actually set everything up. No, they won't set everything up, but they'll give me all the stuff and I have to set it up. And they gave me like a huge cinema camera, and I'm like, dude, I don't need this, but I've learned how to use it, and it's kind of cool. So it's inspiring, right? The whole point of this, though, is not to do too much, and this is an important hint for you people who are starting YouTube, and I'm talking to you. Brasco, your shirt is coming. Your shirt is coming. Yes, I'm leveling up. You're damn right. But the important thing about leveling up is that the thing about YouTube is that it's not what you can do. It's possible. I mean, people could do a video version of their novel, right? They can make their lifetime work. Anyone can do anything really awesome, but it's sustainability that is the key. And what I'm doing, I'm really concerned myself that I might be overcommitting myself at the moment. I mean, my live shows are the minimum threshold, and I will be able to keep these. But the additional stuff, we'll just see how it goes. But I'm really, really serious about making sure I start making more Japanese videos, and that I do them, in a very professional, cool-looking way that's going to grow the channel, and that I work in using the space, that I'm in the YouTube studios, and that I'm in Google every now and then. It's a cool environment to be in, and I want to put that into my life routine, which I have to do because I've got a kid, I've got a wife, I've got a life, I've got busy work, so I need to be able to make it work. But I think I'm figuring it out, and it's kind of cool. Oh, which reminds me, another thing I've got, my titles suck. I mean, they're okay. My Hikosaemon titles, like the one which I got like years and years ago from ex-Aucklander, I've got nothing to rival that, and I'm learning After Effects now, and I'm really trying to get my skills up to make other titles for maybe Friday Night Gaijin, certainly for Nippon Watch, something that's as good as that. I'm a long way from that. I am learning, and that's another thing. But that actually, see, that sort of stuff, I'm looking for a 3-second clip to add on to the Hikosaemon flashing in, and then the title thing. That takes hours of all the stuff I do. That trying to create that 3-second intro actually takes more time than anything else. So I don't really know what to do with that. But yes. I think I saw something there I shouldn't have, so I'm just going to pay no attention. But anyway, if anyone wants to submit something for that, I'd happily accept. I'm going to keep making stuff myself for it, though, because I want to learn how to do it. But yeah, if there's any people more talented than me out there who want to do an animated title sequence for Nippon Watch or anything else or whatever, I'm always very happy to use that stuff. And you've seen, I mean, the stuff. This logo, Travis Moore, the Hikosaemon logo, ex-Aucklander, I mean, actually, and it's not just the fact that they're better than anything I could ever dream of making, but it's also the fact that it's the love. I mean, this is what it's about for me. It's the vibe. It's this is part of bringing those people who watch into this, and sharing this experience of that. The music, by the way, I really want to remind everybody. I was actually just listening tonight because I was thinking, and that's one thing I meant to do. I thought I'd play music in the background. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play. I'll give you a heads up on the track that I made the other night, because I was thinking, what sort of background music should I play? And I was going through all the music that I made, and in all modesty, it's all pretty good. I'm pretty good. You can get it all from SoundCloud, and I'm thinking I might put it on some other sites as well, because I want to make it as available as possible for people to use. And it's all on a Creative Commons license, which allows, all you got to do is credit me. I really like to see how it gets used, and people have already shown me places where my music is being reused. But as long as honestly, I don't even care that much about the credit, but it's free to you to use and you can use it on monetized videos. You can commercially reuse it, do whatever you like with it. You can remix it. That's what it's for. It's there to be used. It's me giving back. I receive stuff. I like to give back, and I've always wanted to have good background music because it just fills it in the atmosphere a bit. So yeah, I would love to be able to boom, give you some stuff. In fact, boom. I'm just gonna keep it low. I'm not gonna play the full track, but that's a nice backbeat. But that's part of what I made the other night. But that's what it's about. This is what this is about. We do this we do it partly for the kicks. Some people do it for the money. Some people do it for the trolling. Some people do it for the thumbs and the subs, but I do it for the love. And 17,000 subs because I want to use the extra cool stuff at the space. Okay, those two things. I'll play that in the background. That's not too distracting, is it? It's a cool track. Where's rhyming? You can already get it on SoundCloud actually, but I'll tell you what. I'm gonna render the vid and upload it later, and I'll show you how I made this, and I can show you my reactions to how I set this up. So boom, let's get into. We're halfway through. In fact, no, it's 37, so we're way past halfway through. Let's talk about the new stuff because there's been a lot of new stuff this week, and I want to talk about that stuff with you. Whoa, it's Shivers here. I miss Shivers. Shivers is doing some awesome stuff and she's making good videos. I loved her PC building video. She actually did a good job of that. I've done PC building and it was always pretty ugly. Did I miss that? Someone said that Shivers was there. Anyway, it's kind of exciting. I like Shivers. She is cool. So, boom. Let's check out the stuff, the recommendable stuff that you should be checking out this week, which you can of course find in my Flipboard magazine. This is a compilation of what I decided on Sunday was the stuff that I still consider recommendable, having been through the whole week. I tweet all sorts of stuff, from RSS feeds and so on. But yeah, so let's go through and see what I recommended. Boom, if the page will change. Now, why won't that change page? Maybe I have to refresh that. Boom, let's refresh. Let's refresh. Okay. And boom. Okay, so first one, this is from Itai News. This is a Nichian aggregator. It's in Japanese, but this is still worth reading. This is a list of the 2014 best of the Kira Kira names. Kira Kira name is sparkly names. It's a reference to names that basically are like, the parents of the people who named this baby must have been on drugs in Japanese. And there's a bit of a phenomenon because it must have been like 20 years ago now that in the last few years it's really stood out that there are a lot of kids with really weird names. And it's kind of affecting their adult lives. Like they're not getting job interviews and stuff like that. Some of the nuances, some of these things are like puns, and there's some nuance in the language that doesn't come across. But these are the ranking changes from 2013. But you can see here the number one Kira Kira name, and when they say number one, I think this is a ranking determined in terms of the embarrassment for the child who has it. Number one is Pooh. Pooh. Yeah, Pooh is a problem. I mean, besides the fact, even in English, you would get a hard time if your name was Pooh. It's not much different. I mean, of course, Pooh means poop or whatever in English, but in Japanese, it's like the sound of a fart, which I know because I have a 5-year-old son. He uses this term a lot. So if there was someone in class whose name was like fart noise, yeah, that would happen. Plus, even when they grow older, Pooh is kind of the Pooh-taro. It's a slang expression for an unemployed person. Naoshika, seriously, I don't believe that people actually use these names. Naoshika, that's dear and that's Naoshika, but it's a pun on the term, now or never. Oh, that's terrible. You can have a, kind of emperor kanji as Caesar or Furanzu. Again, this is another feature of these Kira Kira names. They're unreadable because the readings that they assign to them are completely unrelated to the actual natural reading of the kanji. So these are for guys, by the way. There's a guy, just the character for man, they've got his Adam. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, actually. In fact, if you had like a half kid, I think that's almost usable. Adam, just with kanji is that's that. At least it's original. It's better than Ken. I would give you points for using Adam with Otoko rather than Ken. But anyway, there's a bit of a list there. It's kind of if you know Japanese people, you might want to ask them why this is why some of these are embarrassing and awkward. The girls list, a lot of these are new. A lot of the men's ones were there from last year. By the way, some of these, honestly, I don't find quite so strange as the guys. Dai, I mean, sounds Chinese to me. But Karua, yeah, Karua, naming a woman after an alcohol brand. I assume that's the problem with that one. They've got a bunch of these readings anyway. But certainly in terms of kira names, and when you look at the reactions to these, I mean, the Japanese people are like, first person's asking, I mean, seriously, do people seriously use these names? Second person's saying, yeah, that any kid called Pooh is seriously going to get seriously bullied at school. Oh, I love this one. There's this character, which is the character for Mars, and the reading for it is Jupiter. And they're asking, did someone call their kid with the kanji for Mars and the name Jupiter? Like maybe they don't know their planets. Yes, these are the most stupid people in Japan multiplying and naming their kids. So it's kind of fun. It's a bit light. But what else we got here? We've got 19 years in a row, Tokyo continues to increase and expand population, which is awesome. I mean, you guys all know that I'm a huge Tokyo fan. And this is why I think rather, if you want to support the population, it's good for the environment that people are moving out of these country towns and abandoning them. And, you know, instead of spending money on country towns trying to encourage, you know, young people to go back to places where there are no jobs and there's nothing to do, support young people in Tokyo and make it easy to have kids in Tokyo, and spend money on the infrastructure to accept the people who want to come to Tokyo and make the countryside a huge fun park, paradise, nature land for the rest of us. That's my attitude on this sort of thing. But of course, generally speaking, the concentration, 19 years in a row now, Tokyo is just growing and growing and growing when the rest of the country is shrinking. So Tokyo's becoming, I think now it's like 38% of the national population is concentrated in the area around Tokyo. And this is seen as a problem, but I think it's what makes Tokyo awesome, and I think it's something that can be seen and phrased as a positive way. It shouldn't be campaigned against, but that's just me, you know. All of the stuff, of course, you can go to the magazine, click on the links, read the original articles. There is a mix of English and Japanese, and I picked the English stuff. It's from NHK, they're short, they're TV shorts, so it's all short, it's all easy to read. I wanted to put this one tonight. Boom, neighbor arrested over fatal stabbing of Wakayama boy. I don't like to do crime news, and I don't like to do, it's more Victor's kind of territory, but I want to talk about this one because there's a really interesting phenomenon which happens every time, but especially with these kind of Wakayama, frankly, I mean with these Kansai or kind of rural police or whatever. This is what's happened here. Terrible story. An 11-year-old, like a final year of elementary school kid, was playing like near his house in a small country town in the middle of nowhere at the, you know, in an open lot at the end of a street, like in an alcove, so, you know, not a place that a lot of people ever come around. Was found stabbed to death. I mean, horrible. So the police, you know, kind of did a lockdown of the neighborhood. They went around each one of their houses. And everyone's like, who in the hell would murder an 11-year-old kid? So everyone, you know, is just saying we just want them to find the guy as soon as possible. That was the news 2 nights ago. Last night the news was they found the guy. And I thought, great, they found the guy. So I went to hear the news story, and the news story is that they found a person who lives 30 meters away, 22 years old. They had his name, his photo. His dad is a university professor, apparently. He apparently, you know, has never had a job or lived outside of home. He was in his home or whatever, which was nearby. And the police decided this was the guy, and they just gave all the information about this guy to the press. And so the press the next day was saying that the suspect, who denies involvement in this, so he's pleading innocent and he's cooperating with police inquiries and he's saying that it wasn't him. But yet already the NHK news showed his house, a photo of his house, his face, his name, a map. They actually broadcast a satellite map to his house to show the relationship between where the murder site was and his house. So his life is over. I mean, even the fact he's just been taken in for questioning first, and well, he's been detained. But you know, and why do they do that? They do that to pile on this kind of pressure and this expectation that it's a done deal, that this was the guy who did it, and they try to get him into a confession. I studied criminal law in New Zealand, and most Western countries you're not allowed to detain someone for more than 72 hours without formally charging them. because there's a lot of body of evidence of cases of people, ordinary people, who under the pressure of a 72-hour or longer detention will confess to crimes that they didn't do. And, including death row cases, this has happened. I mean, and that's why they set this kind of time limit in other countries. It doesn't work like that in Japan. In Japan, when they arrest someone, I think they can hold you for a week. And they don't charge you with murder right away. The first thing they'll charge someone who murdered someone with, usually the first thing is improper disposal of a body. And then they'll recharge you when the time limit on that runs out with murder. So they can basically hold you for like 2 weeks, and you've got no access to lawyers, and you've got no kind of protection. When you're in detention, in Western countries, the police who are responsible for the welfare of prisoners, making sure they're fed, that they sleep or whatever, are different from the interrogating police. In Japan, they're the same people. So they can withhold sleep, they can withhold food, they can detain them for 2 weeks. And it's kind of funny, in extreme cases, there was a case of actually also in Wakayama, come to think of it, also near Osaka, there was a case of a curry poisoning. Of someone put cyanide in a curry pot that was shared with a whole school. And, I think some people died or whatever. It was a mass murder case. And they found it was only circumstantial. There was one lady acting strangely around the curry pot. And she was the lady that, was eventually charged. She consistently denied it, but the fact that she actually held out for so long against the police, questioning that, and a bunch of other kind of, there's some media footage of her acting erratically. She was apparently, she was clearly erratic. If you ever look at video of her or whatever, the fact she held out and never confessed was seen in itself as proof that she was nuts, because the same person couldn't have withstood all the pressure that they put on her. Actually, remarkably the same with the head of the Aum Shinrikyo cult as well. He's been on death row. He went through a whole trial, detention, everything. He never said a single word. The Matsumoto, the guy who founded it, Shoko Asahara, but his name's actually Matsumoto. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. There's no CSI. I mean, there kind of is CSI. They do have police, but it's almost like they rely on the social pressure on the suspect to confess, to just let everybody go home, and they'll put all their energy on that. And the media, will cooperate with that fully. I mean, not just, I've got a problem with them naming the name, but they actually, they showed this guy's life is completely over if he didn't do it. That said, the update today, and the police are giving every bit of update. I mean, if there was a jury trial, the idea that anyone could not be tainted by this by now, but sure, I watched it, and the news on NHK today said, police found traces of blood, DNA of the victim inside the porch of the house of where this guy lives. Also, they said that witnesses who saw the guy who did it running away said he looks exactly like the guy. Also, when the police were raiding this guy's house, and they paraded in front of the cameras a box which had like weapons labeled on it. So it's a parade, and it's kind of disturbing from a justice perspective. But at the same time, I mean, it looks like it was probably the guy. So I don't know. But it's a horrible case. But this is what happens with this stuff in Japan. This is why I always say, just don't mess with the police in this country. If they decide that you did it, it's over. And sometimes it happens to Good Samaritans. It happens to people who come and they actually report, or they try to come and help, and the police said, it must have been you. And this happens with like train groper cases. It happened with the original sarin case, where Aum Shinrikyo used sarin gas in a place in Yamanashi. And the guy who raised the alarm on it became the first suspect before they knew it was Aum Shinrikyo, the cult. It's crazy stuff. So just, it's kind of sad that you say this, and it certainly isn't as bad as like in Taiwan or other places that you hear about, where people will like even avoid like stopping in a car crash because they don't want to be sued or blamed by the police. But don't mess with the police here. That said, I mean, it looks like it was probably the guy, and good, but geez, that's why I put that thing in there. Interesting story here. Japan may soon legally force office workers to take 5 days off a year. This is a requirement in a lot of Western countries, and I think that there is now, I've seen it in my work as well. I get the feeling that they use soft implementation first. The Keizai Sangyo Sho, actually not the Keizai Sangyo Sho, sorry, Keidanren. The lead body of most businesses tries to implement regulations before they become law, for leading companies to kind of set an example to everyone. And already there's a lot of pressure to actually force employees to take time off at the moment. It looks like that's in anticipation of this becoming formalized probably pretty soon, and that's a good thing in Japan because there's a lot of pressure not to take days off. So making it mandatory for bosses and supervisors to make sure their subordinates take time off is a good thing. This is an English version of the story I showed before on Tokyo's population keeping on growing, which I think is awesome, but that's just me. 110,000 extra people came this year, 19th consecutive year. See, I can read the Japanese. Shukan Shincho, one of the weekly magazines, actually did a feature on YouTubers and different levels of YouTubers this week. This was actually kind of cool. I did a feature on this last week, or maybe I did it in one of my recorded Japanese videos. I'm trying to remember, but basically it set kind of originally, I gotta admit, there are a few let's be open, I don't know this for certain, but I don't have any inside information on this at all, but there were some news stories which sometimes you just read. I read Hatina bookmarks and I see a story which is just obviously planted. I don't know if it was Dentsu, I don't know if it was like Google itself or who it came from. But there were these blogs going out and circulating that were getting a lot of attention, but it looked like they'd been kind of like lifted a little bit artificially, talking about hikakin and talking about the top profile YouTubers and the phenomenon of YouTuber. But what's interesting lately is that this kind of really has taken a life of its own, and now it seems to have fostered online discussion of YouTubers like as a term without the forced start that it originally went through, to the point that, again, I don't know if this Shukan Shincho is nudged into, Nikan Spa, sorry, not Shincho, it was Spa, pardon me. I don't know, it was whether Spa was nudged into doing this, but they're giving real features now, especially to the very top YouTubers, but also to the phenomenon of YouTubers, both in positive and negative. There was a kind of a freak, a mentally ill guy who was like videoing himself going into shops and putting needles into products and leaving the products on the shelves. And putting it on YouTube, and you can tell on that you listen to the videos. I watched one or two of them, and the guy was clearly nuts, and the police got him. And that was also got a lot of feature as YouTuber. But it's funny, the YouTuber phenomenon is definitely picking up, and it's a thing. It's a thing, and it's probably helping YouTube finally lift above Nico Doga in Japan. Although I love the Nico Doga comment format. Dude, Jericho, were those really? Were those really Tupac's last words? I doubt that, but I don't know. Oh yeah, apparently, I don't know about this. You tell me about this. Blue Bottle Coffee, some New York coffee thing, which is meant to be super good. They open it and where was it open? It was like in the middle of nowhere. It was like Alto or something. It was like out by Odaiba. Where was this open up? They're going to open another one in Aoyama, which is a little bit more accessible to me in March. But the first shop they opened up was in Koto Ward, but yeah, what was the station? In any case, it was literally like in a shipping district. And Kiyosumi, yeah. And people said it was like a 2.5 hour queue to get coffee at this place in the middle of nowhere. It's very Japan though. I mean, I remember when Krispy Kreme came and it was like that. There were like 3 or 4 hour queues in Shinjuku. I'm not sure that any coffee would justify. People would need Starbucks coffees just to survive the line to get the blue bottle coffee at the end. But there we go. I mean, they've come in with a pretty strong reputation, and they're obviously doing very well off it. So congratulations to them. And I'll have to check that out. Do you guys know about Blue Bottle? Oh, well, there we go. Razagul confirms that those were his last words, but I don't know. I think when Tupac was giving his last words, he should have been a little bit nicer to the police. That's what I think in his situation. And I'm a Tupac fan, by the way. I am. But yes. And big fan of Digital Underground, Humpty Dance. He was one of the back dancers and singers in the Humpty Dance, which just for that just makes Tupac like a legend. I'm sorry, I digress. Blue Bottle Coffee, is it any good? Does anyone here know about this? Is it worth lining up for 3 hours? For me, no coffee is worth lining up for 3 hours, but it's good that we have something better than Starbucks and its clones coming, right? All these people either say they've never heard of it, or no, it's not worth it, so we'll see anyway, but it's causing a really big splash at the moment, so it's Californian coffee, okay. Well, there you go. Okay, getting into this is kind of interesting. This actually helped me discover a new YouTube channel, which I think was That Man Yuta or something. You can see in the link anyway. There's this guy who is a Japanese guy who clearly he's interested. The channel only has 1,000 subs. So first thing I'm going to suggest is go sub to him because he does videos in English. And he blogs and makes videos that got a good production quality. And he seems to blog a lot about sex and about international sex. I'm pretty sure the guy probably really wants to get a foreign girlfriend or something like that. And that's kind of, but it's a theme that's interesting, and he covers it well. And frankly, it takes some cojones to actually come in and blog as consistently about this topic as he does. And he actually did a great video asking different Japanese women in the street, would you date a foreign guy? What are your image of foreign guys? What do you think it would be like to date a foreign guy? What are the pros and cons of foreign versus Japanese? And it's just really interesting, and it's well presented and well done. So, yeah, and who can blame the guy for picking that as a theme? I mean, it's more, Yuta Aoki. Anyway, you can see there's a video here, and you can go and check out his channel as well. It's a long video, but it's worth watching. And yeah, Travis Moore's seen it. Yuta's videos are good. So go subscribe to the guy. That's what this is about, right? Go spread that love. Go subscribe to that guy, and it's interesting. It is more of the, well, this is the female-male thing, but obviously he's a dude, so he looks at it from both angles, which I think is pretty cool. But that is good, so go and check that out, and that is interesting. I Facebooked about this the other day. Olympus here. This is like the Sony attachment that you can attach to your smartphone, and you can put Sony lenses onto, and I thought that was really interesting. A lot of people found that when they got it, the lag, like when you press take a photo on the smartphone, it took like a second for it to take a photo with the camera, which made it kind of feel unworkable. Olympus has just released their own version of this. They had a bloggers event that Chet Daisuke and Joseph Tain got to attend, but they didn't invite me. Okay, I'm over it now. Yeah, so I saw, if you could see on Chet Daisuke's video, actually, which I think I favorited in this as well and is in this magazine, he actually got to go to the original event, and it's kind of interesting. I was reading the promo stuff about it. A few interesting things. One, it uses micro four thirds lens. I've got like $1,000 worth of like 6 micro four thirds lenses. So I have lenses that will work with this straight off. So that's kind of exciting, which means I can use this. I can make this work with my iPhone. So that's pretty exciting. Also, reading the PR materials around it, they said all the stuff that made the Sony crap, the lag and all that sort of stuff, they've actually got a physical shutter on the device. So that's pretty cool. So you'll be able to actually take photos like with a physical shutter. The other thing that's really interesting about it is that they're developing it on an open standard, so people will be free to make apps that work with it and free to make physical attachments and adapters. And I'm thinking actually, being a video blogger, something like a selfie attachment that I can like mount my phone on top of it would be kind of cool. But Olympus is totally open about that. The only downside of it is that because the Sony thing ended up getting such a terrible reputation and it bombed so badly outside of Japan, they're only releasing it in Japan. But I'm in Japan, so that's okay. If it does well, I guess they'll release it elsewhere, and there'll probably be grey imports anyway. But this came out of nowhere, and I wasn't looking at this, but I'm thinking I want this. So I might get this when this comes out in March. I'm gonna try to get some more information about it. It's not very clear how long it will take video for it. It only says it will take short video. Although looking at the links that Joseph sent me, I think it's gonna be able to take about 20 minutes worth. But really interesting thing. This kind of came out of the blue. You'll be able to hold it. You don't have to attach it to a smartphone to use it, but you'll be able to do that as well. I don't know, it's kind of cool, and it works with my lenses. So that means I'll be able to convert my phone into like my micro four thirds camera. But that's pretty cool. What else we got? Geez, we're 1 minute 60 seconds left in time. Man, I need coffee right now. I need that blue bottle crap right now. I mentioned the paid holidays, so I'll skip that. This was cool. This is something I've been talking about for a long time. There's a guy did an experiment. He got a $300, I think it was Acer or something, tablet, Windows 8 tablet, which he figured out how to set up with a keyboard, mouse, monitors, and use as like a desktop. I've been saying this since 1999. I'm waiting for the day, and I'm still waiting. I think we're getting pretty close. With Windows 10, we're going to be there. With the CPUs are going to be strong enough. And Windows 10, if the OS is looking the way that they're saying it's going to look, we're going to be able to do all of that wirelessly from an iPhone. I will be able to just walk up to any keyboard, screen, boom, and rock up and sync up with all the stuff around me and use it as a desktop, and that is what I am waiting for. And I think we're really close to that. But I thought it was really interesting reading the experiment. I was still trying to do that with a tablet, and it not quite being perfect yet, but you can see we're getting close to it, and I think that's really cool. I mean, you're not going to need these huge boxes anymore. The boxes are going to have a purpose, but yeah. Boom. Let's put some beat variation in there. We'll put some bass as well. Netflix is coming to Japan. Did you hear about this? It's coming to Japan. It's going to suck. It's going to be like iTunes, and it's going to be like Hulu, because the licensing rights for their stuff is so expensive, and they only get local stuff, and they don't bother getting the US stuff. So I'm bracing myself for this being complete crap. But we don't have Netflix at the moment, and I'm really hopeful that maybe it'll be better this time. Maybe they can change. I don't know. But it's coming, and a lot of expats I know a lot of people, if you're an American and you can use like a proxy and you have an American credit card, you can use Netflix. I know a lot of Americans who use Netflix in Japan, but I can't. I'm a New Zealander, and that's fine. I live without it, and that's okay. But this coming is kind of exciting, but it was really exciting when iTunes was coming, and it was really exciting when Hulu was coming, and they both turned out to be complete garbage. And people were talking about how not only is the catalog like 1/10 the size of the full iTunes catalog, but it's actually more expensive, because the Jazzrack and the rights organizations in Japan are like mafia. They just extort, rights out of crap content. But, fingers crossed. I mean, I hope they can come in. I mean, I guess Steyer would be looking at these guys and seeing what they did to Blockbuster back in America. Video DVD rentals still do really well in Japan. It's still good news, and I still hold out hope that they will learn lessons from why Hulu sucks and why iTunes sucks, and there's still a huge gap in the market for an online streaming service with actual decent content that helps us expat people. So looking forward to that. High hopes, but low expectations. Boom, what else we got? Apparently they're fixing the English road signs around Tokyo. That's me, my track. That's Muruwai being on the... I'll put Muruwai on, shall I? There we go. That's Muruwai. This track was number 16 in the world on the Creative Commons charts, and you guys can download it and use it for free on any one of your videos. That's what I use it for. That's what I did it for. Tokyo named safest city in the world. Osaka number 3. Yeah, awesome. We are smart. I've been talking the other week. I was saying I don't know why. In fact, I think I was saying this on Twitter, but I was saying I never understood why, with all these smart watches doing so well, where's Casio? Where's Swatch? Where are these people, like the companies that you would expect to be jumping on the fitness tracker thing? Where are they? But yeah, Swatch is coming out with a smartwatch that doesn't need to be charged, and that's really good news, and that's something I was actually crying out for. Oh, this was an excellent blog on Gaijin Pop by Texan in Tokyo, Grace, who is awesome, and she's making awesome videos, and she's doing awesome vlogs, and I want to get her on either this show or 2.5 Oyajis very soon, because she's just doing wonderful stuff. She writes well, she does comics, she does videos, she dances. I'm seriously impressed with Grace. And yes, indeed, the stigma against English teaching in Japan, which is not by Japanese, it's by us, it's by English teachers. I'm not an English teacher. Not that there's anything wrong with that sort of thing, of course. I mean, some of my best friends are English teachers. I have much respect for the English teaching profession, but this is the whole thing. It's a sensitive point for some people. Oh yeah, Tokyo. Tokyo's starting to get volunteers for English language volunteers for 2020. It's a bit early, 5 years ahead, but there again, if you live in Japan, I think there's an opportunity here with. I don't know if. I assume they'll have to accept foreigners. Well, they'll have to, but they would accept foreigners who are interested in acting as Olympic volunteers, and it looks like they're starting to set up the framework for that. Starting with training, and they're setting up these English villages or whatever to train, because they're going to need tens of thousands of volunteers for this, and they're going to have to speak not just English, of course, either, but they're setting up English training facilities to prepare people to be volunteers. If I'm still in Tokyo, which I expect to be in 2020, that'd be pretty cool to do myself, actually, to be some sort of a guide. What else we got here? There's a shortage of accountants in Japan. Any accountants want to come here? Oh, of course, you've got to take the Japanese accounting exam. Every week I've talked about the hitote busoku, the shortage of labor. Here's another one now. Accountants are the next one. Nurses, farmers, everything. Sea Shepherd went to Taiji this week, and they did really good advertising for their cause by acting like a bikie gang that took over that town. There's merit for the cause, but geez, don't discredit the human beings that are sympathetic. Tweet on patience. I think I put some videos in here that I wanted to promote. I'm going to do that last. Okay, so this is from last week. So what I'm going to do, boom. We're over time, but I want to shout out the videos that I favorited this week because there are some awesome videos. And this is the last. I'm going to shout out the YouTubers. And Rachel Jun, you are the first person that I'm going to shout out. I can see you there in the comments. And boom, I'm going to... you know what? It's not that one. Let me put on the YouTube and Tech. YouTube and Tech, because that's where I'm saving all of my recommendable YouTube videos. You should all totally follow all my other Flipboard magazines, not just the one I talk about on the show. Oh, come on. This is not in the same order that I saved it in. Come on. Let me just, this is all of that stuff. Let's get to the YouTube videos. Come on. YouTube space. Glass. Tesla. Oh, come on. Where are the videos? They were supposed to come out first. Sometimes when you make this smaller, it seems for some reason to change the sequence of pages. Let me just see if I can get to this. Boom. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me just check this. I'm over the hour mark now, but I want to share my favorite videos this week because they are all awesome. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? If this won't work, I'm going to try this one more time. Not that one. Boom. See, it works on the full screen thing. So, okay, I'm going to try this again. Boom. Sorry, give me a second here. Okay, it won't scale these properly. Okay, so this is kind of malfunctioning. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into my YouTube stuff. I'm just going to show you my favorite vids this week because obviously I need to develop a system for this. Boom. Favorites. Boom. My favorite videos this week, and I've checked a lot of videos this week. First of all, I've got Ben Duncan did a great remix of using this track of Victor and I, so that was really, really awesome. Rachel and Jun, Can You Become Japanese? I love to show this with a full page thumbnail, which this is supposed to let me do, but it's not playing ball. You know what? I'm so frustrated. I'm just going to try this one more time because this is so much nicer to look at. Oh, God, I don't know why. Let me just try this one more time because it's kind of hard to see. All you can see is the text on that thing before. I get the feeling that on the smaller screen it won't show YouTube favorites. And this is why I guess I want to be able to capture from my iPhone. That's so frustrating. Okay, forget about it. I'm just going to go to this. In any case, Can You Become Japanese by Rachel and Jun. You can check out my favorites, by the way, on my channel page. I've got it as one of the windows that you can see. Can You Become Japanese? Awesome video by Rachel and Jun, or by Rachel specifically talking about the citizenship aspect, the ethnicity aspect, the prejudices, both from mainly from other foreigners actually, but also the kind of things that are involved in the question, the types of people that talk about this and why they say the things that they say. It was great. You covered everything, Rachel, and it was really, really awesome. And this was a good video, and everyone should go and watch that one. That was awesome. Another video that I favorited this week was How to Get a Japanese Boyfriend by Mimeland. It actually didn't say how to go out and find one, which is what I was kind of interested in hearing her view on. I was saying, what should I start, a YouTube channel? But at the same time, just hearing Mime, who's another New Zealander, and she's awesome, and she's got like a huge channel. Hearing her talk about, the attitude aspect and the kind of challenges and, the framing of going about getting a Japanese man was kind of interesting, and she's lovely as well. And her videos are just entertaining. She's got a nice manner about her, so that was pretty awesome. So go and check out Mimeland. Jet Daisuke, he did a video of that thing that I was just talking about, where you can see from the blogger event. Joseph Tame was at that as well, and he features in that. The Olympus Air AO1 OPC, so that's pretty cool. Japanagos, this is bilingual. She's one of the people being currently backed a bit by YouTube, but she's being backed because her stuff is good. And you know what? She did a video about the history of the kotatsu, which I didn't really expect to be gripped by, and I was about to skip, and it was just good. It was just good. Apparently, like the hori kotatsu, like the hole in the ground one, like in the floor, was invented at the turn of last century by an English guy or something. Stuff I didn't know. Kotatsu was like, for me, the best thing about Japan when I got here. So this was just a surprisingly good video. And Japanagos, that's her blog channel, and she's worth following. She's good. She produces quality stuff. So go follow her. She's already huge. She doesn't need my support, but it's a good video. Texan in Tokyo, who I was just talking about, did a great video about dentists in Japan and all is complete. Especially the thing about going for a cleaning. Like, I want to go for the first time in a year to get a checkup and get all my teeth cleaned. They only clean like 4 teeth at a time, and they make you book 4 or 5 different sessions to come in, which I work. I don't have time to do that. It doesn't make any sense. So that's the downside of Japanese dentists. The upside is that if you need a crown or a drill or something like that, my Japanese friends in New Zealand would actually pay an air ticket and fly back to Japan and stay in Japan for a week and get the dental work done and fly back to New Zealand, and it was cheaper than getting the dental work done in New Zealand. You spend thousands of dollars on something like this in America or New Zealand. It's like $50, and she found out herself it was $50 to do this sort of procedure in Japan. And it's not, the dentists in Japan that do not drive Mercedes-Benzes like they do in New Zealand and America. It's not as high-tech, but, they can do their job. So there's good and bad points, which she discussed very well. Go check out Texan in Tokyo's video on going to the dentist. Nippon Q I love as well. She's really, really funny and well-spoken. She does a great little conversational thing comparing being a teacher on JET to being an Eikaiwa teacher, and the differences between that kind of choice in English teaching, which I thought this is going to be my go-to reference on that, as well as Taisha Jason. He's like the JET guy, and he's now doing both as well, but this is a pretty good summary, so that was pretty good. Here is that Japanese man Yuta with that video that I was just talking about before. Oh, and I didn't even mention... I did actually mention Henna Gaijin episode 3. What really matters, that you got to have fighting spirit. The female pro wrestlers, which featured a German pro wrestler lady as well as the Japanese female pro wrestlers, was the best episode of the series so far. It was the best video, and it was like really good. I actually talked with Alistair after I mailed him. Apart from saying it was awesome, I said a lot of people asking, like, so the production quality. Everyone comments about the production quality. So I've suggested getting him on for a live video where we could actually go through his video, maybe that episode, and I could just ask him every single part, like, okay, how did you do that? What did you do? What camera were you using? How did you make those titles? What's your thinking behind these cuts? How did you edit that? I want to do a making of and kind of break down so that we can all get a bit of the knowledge that this guy has, which produces such an awesome series. And that's it. These are the ones that I added for this week. I've got a couple. Actually, Emily Louise Maitland had an awesome one, advice for Japanese people for going on an Australian homestay. She did it in Japanese, and I thought that was really awesome. PDR Duncan's 30th birthday video was awesome. I've loved his channel since he was like just a little baby channel, and now he's like an awesome Monster Godzilla channel, and he's still really funny. It's all in Japanese, but it's not hard. It's easy to get. He's a funny guy. Oh yeah, and I mentioned about the Sasaki Asahi thing where she was wearing the space suit. It's there. Just watch it. Trust me. And yeah, there's other stuff there. But anyway, these were the videos I watched. Like, I flipped through lots of videos this week, but these were the ones that I picked out were the real best ones. So that is it, and I am going to go to sleep now, I guess. This is just about over. I'm going to flip this back. Good to see all you beautiful, beautiful people again. Oh, there you go. That is my music. My music is there on SoundCloud. It's free for you guys to download and use on your videos or do whatever you want with. Check out my latest track. Thanks to you guys' feedback this Friday, maybe even before that actually. I'll upload the making of that track I was playing before. And I'll try to do a better job of it next time. I'll do the next one in Japanese. So that's the English one. It doesn't actually, I lost all the sound because of this. I'll still figure out how to use this, but that is pretty much me for this week. We had a lot to cover, didn't we? We had the news. We had a lot going on with my channel, and you're going to see 2 new things now. A Thursday Japanese video and a Friday random stuff. The Friday I'm not going to commit to either, but it's just if it's there. I think I'm going to have the free space. And that is it from me. So final look at the comments, and then I'm going to go. Before I say right, Ben Duncan's trying to stop me for something. Oh yes, go check out Ben Duncan's video, by the way. I think that's it. Anyway, it's late. I'm 16 minutes over. This did turn into a 1 hour 20 minute thing again, but I had a lot of stuff to do anyway. So right, that's the end of the show. Right, I can say right. There's nothing wrong with saying right. It's an okay thing to say. So after show, I know that there is always an after show, so go and look on Twitter for that. But otherwise, very good to see you all, and talk to you all again soon, late night tonight. So peace, see you next week, and look out for the videos, Japanese videos starting this Thursday, so please don't unsubscribe when you see those. And look out for cool edited videos on Saturdays, and I'm going to try to find a guest for 2.5 Oyajis, which will be on Victor's channel this week. So look out for that on Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. See you later, peace, boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, time to stop.